Hello, I'm Clark Crawford, and welcome back to the latest edition of Clark Crawford Sports. In today's edition, I'll be giving you an Astros versus Twins series preview, along with an AL West up-to-date standings coming off the Astros 7-game road trip. The Astros went 3-4 with the series against Oakland and, of course, at Seattle, where they nearly got swept. We're going to talk about tonight's lineup and some other things, some pitching injury news for the Astros update on today's episode. With that being said, it's a jam-packed edition of Clark Crawford Sports, so I'm going to dive right in. The AL West standings, as I'm recording this video on Friday, May 31st, are as followed. The Astros are sitting at third in the division at 25-32, where they were at before they left on the 7-game road trip, where they went 3-4, as I previously mentioned. Unfortunately, they lost ground on the road trip, as they are 5.5 games back from division leading Seattle and 3 games back from second place, the Texas Rangers. Not the ideal road trip, as the Astros, as I mentioned, lost ground, but at least they're still 2.5 games ahead of the A's, and they are 3.5 games ahead of the Angels. So the good news there is at least you're still comfortably in third for the time being, and you did have a happy flight winning the last game of the road trip, so hopefully taking some momentum into the weekend as they face the Minnesota Twins coming up tonight on Friday. The series opener, Pablo Lopez will square off against Astros right-hander Ronel Blanco. Now, Pablo Lopez was a Twins all-star last year, having a phenomenal season, but so far this year for the 31-25 Minnesota Twins, who have a solid record, much better than the Astros, they're third in the AL Central. Lopez is 4-5 with the 5.25 ERA and 60 innings pitched. He has 69 strikeouts. He's a pretty good strikeout pitcher, but he's had his fair share of struggles so far this year. Hopefully the Astros can jump all over him here in the opener because, well, if you ask me, they really need to take at least 2 out of 3 here in this series against the Twins. And for the Astros side of things, Ronel Blanco, 5-0 with the 1.99 ERA, 54 in the third innings pitched, 51 strikeouts. He's been phenomenal. He continues to be phenomenal, as he had one start on the road trip, which was in Oakland, and while he dominated yet again. So I believe we can put past the allegations of him with the rosin and whatever else it was. We don't exactly know what happened. I think it was still just rosin, but Ronel Blanco pitched well after whatever happened when he was ejected and suspended. But Ronel Blanco's back. He pitched well. I expect him to pitch really well again tonight to give the Astros a really good chance at their 26th win of the year on Friday night. Game 2 of the series, the Twins will send to the mound right-handed pitcher Joe Ryan, 4-3 with the 2.96 ERA, 67 innings pitched, 73 strikeouts. He's getting a good amount of strikeouts. He's got a low ERA. The Astros will have their handful on Saturday afternoon against Joe Ryan. He's been a good pitcher, giving up 7 home runs so far this year, so maybe you can ambush him with the home run or two and try to knock him off the mound early as you go for your hopeful 27th win of the year on Saturday. The Astros will counter with left-hander Framber Valdez, 3-3 with a 4.34 ERA, 47 2/3 innings pitched, and 38 strikeouts. Framber, he's been up and down for really most of his season. He had a great start, and then ever since he's come back from his whatever that was injury that from whatever injury that was, that apparently did not require an MRI. I'm still not sure what happened there, but it's kind of like what I've been saying for a long time now in my videos of which Framber are you going to get? You going to get good Framber or are you going to get bad? So for the Astros' sake and being an Astros fan here, I hope we get good Framber on Saturday afternoon because they really need to take this series from the Twins, and that starts June 1st as it will kick off the month of June. The Astros need a much better June than they've had in April and May. That goes without saying. A Monday series finale, we have Simeon Woods Richardson, 2-0, a right-handed pitcher with a 2.70 ERA in 40 innings. He's got 30 strikeouts facing off against Hunter Brown, 1-5 with a 6.39 ERA, 49 in the third innings pitched, 53 strikeouts. Pitched game 2 of the Seattle series. He deserved to win. Unfortunately, the Astros, like they did the first 3 games of the Seattle series, found a way to lose the game. And, well, Hunter Brown had his best outing of the year, going 6 phenomenal innings in that start. And, well, unfortunately, it wasn't anywhere near enough because the Astros found a way to lose that game, as that was a game where Alex Bregman's error in the 8th inning, along with Ryan Presley crap in the bed, it was the nail in the coffin in that outing. It was terrible. Just a game you could not lose, but another one of those that you found a way to lose, and it's rather unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point. You got to move past it. Another note on the season, just to add on to things, the Astros have blown 16 leads so far this year. That's tied for 3rd in Major League Baseball. That is on the wrong side of things where you want to be. It's awful. I mean, it just adds another gut punch to the season, but hey, that's where we're at. And unfortunately, they need to, as I've been saying all year, they started out digging themselves a hole by losing the first 4 games to the Yankees, and, well, it's continued as their record shows. So the Astros have a lot of ground still to cover, and hopefully, maybe if we get lucky, we can get a sweep of the Twins and really start to turn the season around. Offensive leaders so far for both teams this year. Ryan Jeffers leads the Twins with 12 homers and 36 RBIs. He leads the Twins in both of those categories. Along with the .254 batting average, he is their catcher. He is their main catcher for the Minnesota Twins. Batting average leader is Willie Castro, who's hitting .263 on the year with a .335 on base percentage. So good for Willie Castro. The Twins really need some more offensive production because the Twins pitching is really carrying them so far this year. And then if any of you were curious, former Astros legend Carlos Correa won a World Series here with Houston. He is hitting .259 on the year with 4 homers and 18 RBIs. Of course, on the Correa side, he has also spent some time on the injured list, but I mean, go figure. That's Carlos Correa's MO. He's been hurt just about every year of his career, and some years spent significant time on the injured list. On the Astros side of things, Kyle Tucker continues to lead the team in home runs with 18, a .266 average, does not lead the team, but RBIs with 39. Another note for Kyle Tucker, he got a DH day yesterday. Kyle Tucker is 3 for his last 23, so he's in a slump. That's over his last 7 games. Also, Jeremy Pena, who's not in tonight's lineup, which I'll go over later in the video. Pena, who was previously hot most of the year, is 4 for his last 29 as he continues to lead the Astros in batting average, though. Pena getting his first day off of the year. He still leads the Astros in batting average with the .302 average, a .336 on base percentage. So Pena, a much-deserved day off. Dubon will be starting at shortstop, but Jeremy Pena finally getting a day off so far this season. Probably a good move, and, well, we'll see if it gets Pena back on track. Agenda is the Astros lineup. A notable omission from the lineup is no Jose Abreu tonight, as I know many of you are jumping for joy over that. Jose Abreu in the lineup tonight. The lineup is as followed: Jose Altuve leading off at second base. Kyle Tucker, after his DH day yesterday, is back in right field. Jordan hitting third, DHing today. Alex Bregman moved up because the aforementioned Jeremy Pena is not in the lineup. Alex Bregman moves up to fourth, playing third. Jake Myers' first start in the 5-hole this year. He's in center field. John Singleton back at first base. He is hitting sixth. Mauricio Dubon first start at shortstop this year of probably a few, maybe up to 10. He'll be at shortstop hitting seventh. Chas McCormick returns to the lineup in left field. He's hitting eighth. And Yainer Diaz hitting ninth, catching. Diaz is not showing power much lately, but hopefully the Astros can get him back on track because they're going to need some power out of his bat the last couple months of the season. And last thing on the agenda I want to get to is a couple of pitching injury updates, but actually they're not really updates. So some news came out earlier in the week that we would find out, I believe it was Tuesday, some injury updates on Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy. Well, they originally then said, well, we'll have further, some further medical decisions made by Friday. Well, it's Friday, and this tweet from Chandler Rome, one of the best followers that I follow on X, formerly known as Twitter, and it says, after saying there would be an update on Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy today, Joe Espada did not have one. He said he met with both pitchers today and wanted to give them their space while awaiting a second opinion. Asked if their UCLs are intact, Espada did not comment. What this tells me, reading between the lines, is the Astros are continuing to further push back any kind of medical situations with both of these players, as they're going to get second opinions on their hurt arms. And, well, that just further means, at least in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I believe both pitchers, it's going to end up, they're going to be out for the season and possibly longer, partway into next year. I think the Astros are trying to hide and downplay the injuries, but they said both pitchers had discomfort, which is the Astros' favorite word to use to describe any kind of injuries over the past roughly 10 years. And, well, it sucks, but I think it's safe to say, at least in my opinion, that Christian Javier and unfortunately Jose Urquidy as well, and for Urquidy's sake, he hasn't pitched all year. I believe both pitchers will be out for the season. So not so good, not quite injury update on the, coming from both of them. But I believe if you read between the lines, both pitchers are going to be out for the season. I'd be surprised if we saw either one of them on the mound until 2025, and maybe not even until midseason or all of next year if the injury is bad enough. The last injury update I have for you that's actually, an injury, on the good side of things is Luis Garcia threw 20 pitches in a simulated inning. Greg Kessinger served as the hitter. Garcia left the mound smiling after the session and shared handshakes and hugs with coaches and teammates. Then Chandler Rome comes back and says, Luis Garcia said he is headed to West Palm Beach next week to continue his rehab. What's expected is, it looks like the plan is to send Garcia to West Palm. He's probably going to do some more live BP, and then also maybe they're going to, it sounds like they're going to get him into some rehab games in West Palm instead of sending him directly to Corpus or Sugar Land, and then make a decision from there. Maybe he spends 1 to 2 weeks in West Palm, and then, like I said, take him to a mixture of Corpus and Sugar Land, probably whoever's at home during those times. So it was given on Javier and Urquidy, not necessarily as promised, but yeah, they practically promised us an update towards the end of the week on both of those pitchers. And, well, they're still hiding their decisions. I understand you want to get second opinions and everything, but you could go ahead and tell us something. But the Astros, the last roughly 10 years, maybe only 7 or 8, they just further push back injury updates a lot of the times. And, well, it's unfortunate, but I guess sometime this next week we'll find out the status of Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy. But as I mentioned, I don't expect either one of them to pitch for the Astros the rest of 2024, which means it even shortens their pitching depth the rest of the year because, as I mentioned in my video on Monday, I went through the Astros pitching depth from their updated 40-man roster, and, well, it's stretched thin already. You've only got a couple of minor league pitchers who you could even call up who are already on the 40-man roster, but they're not on the active roster because there's so many guys hurt right now. And if they could get Luis Garcia back, that'd be huge. Probably, I'm going to guess right after the All-Star break is the earliest you'll get him back, but just getting one starting pitcher back to have another option, because information I'm given that I'm seeing other places, and, well, it's not looking promising, but potentially Luis Garcia, some good news there. That's going to wrap up the latest edition of Clark Crawford Sports. I gave you a ton of things to mull over. And if you want to comment down below, discuss with me on here on YouTube or on my Twitter, or now known as X, at Clark Crawford Sports, let me know. I love to chat. Let me know down below in the comments your thoughts on the latest news of the pitchers. It's not looking good. More injuries, but at least the offense is healthy for now, knock on wood. So that's going to do it here for me on Friday's edition, right before the Twins series, as you'll see this sometime before game time. And that's going to do it. So I'll see all of y'all in the next edition of Clark Crawford Sports. I'll be sending out all over my social media. I may be able to do a live stream this weekend. And if I don't, I'll post the latest edition in Monday's action for the next series. So signing off. Thank you all for watching. Like my videos, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all of you next time. Thanks for watching.